Okay, today I want to talk about transitioning to what I think is the most basic open guard, which is a collar and sleeve guard. All of us are pretty comfortable with a closed guard, right? But I'm sure you found that you have a good opponent who's got good posture, all that. Sometimes your closed guard on a trained fighter isn't the best. So if I ever feeling like a stalemate here, last week we talked about the arm drag to the arm bar. I'm feeling like I can't get an arm drag. He's overly resisting. He's protecting these arms well. What I'm going to do is start to make grips. Anytime I'm playing guard, I want to have grips and control of his hips. So right now, in the closed guard, my legs wrapped around him, I got control of his hips, and then I can make whatever grips I need. For this collar and sleeve guard, guess what I'm going to grab? The collar and the sleeve. Again, it's this pistol grip that I make. Anytime I grab the collar, I'm making that pistol grip to save my grip. Going in here, again, we want this nice and deep. I want this thumb on the back of his neck, like that. Actually, Paul, if you don't mind, let's switch sides real quick. Get a better angle right here. So I go in here, boom. Once I make this grip, I just don't get lazy with it. A lot of the times, I'll gooseneck it right in there. That way, if he tries to close the distance and come in here, I'm controlling the distance now. Now I'm gonna make a good sleeve grip. Pistol grip, not as good in my opinion. I'm a big fan of the spider grip. If you don't know about the spider grip, it's you're wrapping the fabric around your fingers. Don't grab inside. That's illegal in competition, and it's also a good way to break a finger. Right here, and I'm curling it over my fingers. Once I have my two good grips, now I can give up control of the hips momentarily. And even when I quote unquote give up control of the hips by opening my guard, I still am gonna give him some active pressure. So first thing I'm gonna do when I open my guard is I'm not just gonna lay my feet right here. Now I lose complete control of his hips. He's gonna start to stand up, start to move on me. I don't want that. So what I'm gonna do when I open is feel how I'm still squeezing in at my knees.
Yes, sir.
Right here. So I'm still controlling his hips. Now what I'm gonna do is slowly, well not slowly, but I'm gonna turn onto this side. See where my legs are? They're still scissoring around his hips to keep control of them. Now what I'm gonna do is bring this leg in, this foot into the hip, and now we're gonna start to stretch him out. Number one thing I see right here is people are either way too straight or way too curled. You got to find a happy medium. I'm on my side here. My butt is kind of, where I kind of aim for is kind of my left butt cheek is in line with his left knee. That gives me enough space where I have this potential energy where I'm balled up here. I have plenty of energy stored up, but I'm not so balled up that I can't really move. And I'm not so far extended that I don't really have any energy built up. So I'm in this nice curled up position. The other big mistake I see right here is people set this arm on the ground. No, you pull it back. Looks like I'm shooting a bow. I keep it off the ground. See how it's like at my ear? This elbow is here. Looks like this. Here is a good collar and sleeve guard now. Now we can work depending on what our opponent wants to give us. Sometimes once I get this anchored, I will kind of set it on the ground for a minute. Once I know it's anchored though, I don't want to like set it on the ground right here because I don't really have control of this anymore. I'm gonna stretch them out. Number one go-to from here, basically I'll run through a series unless my opponent starts countering right away. First thing I like to do is work one of the first sweeps that we've all worked, a scissor sweep. I already got this leg here. When I play this leg, I don't play it necessarily at a 90-degree angle, kind of like more of like a 45, like I play my knee shield in half guard right here. You'll see a couple different ways on how to take this side of the post off when you go to scissor sweep. Some people lay it on the outside of the leg. I personally like pushing it because you get somebody with a good strong base and you go to scissor right here, I have a tough time, but I'm so strong pushing that I can push that post out a lot easier. So that's gonna come down to personal preference. Either you can set it here, or I like to push on the knee. You could also push on the hip if you want, but I like the knee better. Now all I'm gonna do, depending on how I do this, I'm either gonna scissor with this if I'm blocking here and kick across with this. See how it's up in his armpit? Or I'm gonna push out, and again, come up to mount. Now we're on mount with a nice deep collar grip in. Again, everything from the start. We're in closed guard. Boom, I'm feeling like I can't arm drag him. All right, I'm gonna open up and start attacking. First thing I'm gonna do is work into this deep collar grip. One thing I didn't mention before is sometimes when you go for this collar grip, what they do is posture, right? And now you can't get a deep grip. That's fine. I'll go like this, and I'll start climbing him, like I'm climbing a rope. And now I'm gonna use my guard to pull him in to break his posture as I'm pulling down. I'm not just pulling on the collar, I'm pulling in with my legs too. So if I go in, he sees me coming for this grip and he postures, that's fine. I'm gonna start pulling myself up into him, pull him in, get my good grip. Get my good grip. I'm gonna open my guard, but I'm gonna still keep my knees on his, squeezing in on his hips. I'm gonna start to work to my side, again, still scissoring on his hips. Bring this shield in, pull this back, boom, feet in the hips. Now from the start, we're gonna go scissor sweep, either boom, there, or my personal favorite. See how much more space, energy I get on that. Do we have any questions? All right, let's drill it.